Silent John incremental, another silent instrumental, the nerd rap existential. People compare me to MC Christopher a lot, but the fact is I predicted with significance. I'm the oldest geek rapper by far, save K&R, compiling kernels, open bracket, cause I rack it. And my teen nerds throw your laser pen in the air and wave it all around like you had no repercussions. Now follow instructions, Professor. Why these discussions consist of nothing but incoherent rambling and babbling, but you just still take notes cause you never know what's happening. I'll drop a little nugget, a tidbit if you will. There were 4 United States presidents named Bill. Really? If you run out of hit points, the game will shout, your life force is running out. If you dig this, then you dug this, cause I'm all about the nerd life, word life. If you dig this, then you dug this, cause I'm all about the nerd life, word life. If you dig this, then you dug this, cause I'm all about the nerd life, word life. If you dig this, then you dug this, cause I'm all about the nerd life, word life, yeah. Let me start again, put it on like a cardigan, swinging like my name was Mad Mardigan. Which reminds me, Warwick Davis was Willow and a knee walk. Leonard Nimoy was Galvatron and Spock. That ain't typecast, I don't know what is. Talk about predestiny, nobody gets the best of me. I've only played one role my whole lifetime, the nerd lifeline, stream through a wicked pipeline. So no one can buy mine, cause mine is original and I write rhymes to burn on a CD, play in the mini-V. Soccer moms yodel back, yodel at belittle me. I got a sidekick, I gotta stay connected. Watch out for my D-com or you'll get infected. And you don't wanna be one of my bots, cause I see it all like Saw on the Cyclops. And I won't hesitate to drop your whole net block if you're acting up and you're dumber than a pet rock. I'm about this nerd life, as you can see, spreading like a virus on MP3.
Yeah, on MP3. STC. Shoutouts to Vic, Agnostic One, up in Silent John. Yeah. Nerd Life, Graphing Calculator, HP48G. The G is for gangster. Digital Slip, yeah. You know how we do.
What is up, meatbags? It's the often imitated, never duplicated, hung like a horse, and always having the inside source, Tony, TGD. And of course, I'm being joined by my man, Gary, don't call him Jerry, obsessive compulsive gamer. What's up, Gary?
What's up, bitches?
Are you eating? Off to a lovely start here on Gabbing with Geeks. As you heard in the intro, that was, of course, YT Cracker with Dig Dug.
I kid. I was doing that on purpose.
So we got a big show for you tonight. This is the show before the 1-year anniversary. That's right. Next week, we've been doing this show for 52 straight weeks in a row without a day off.
Well, you didn't have a day off. I've had quite a few days off.
Oh, yeah. Well, I should rephrase that. I mean, we even had a show posted on Christmas just for you guys.
No, we didn't.
So I didn't realize it was going to be the 1-year anniversary until I started unlisting a bunch of the older stuff and cleaning up the channel, cleaning up the clutter. So I had nothing special planned as of yet, but I will be working on it. Tomorrow, I swear, I will dedicate at least 10, 15 minutes to try to figure something out. So next week's show will be special.
It's been like a 1-year anniversary since the Amico Crayola event, hasn't it?
Pretty much.
Pretty damn close.
So on this week's episode, me and Gary are going to go over what makes a game of the year worthy. We're going to be talking about the new Lord of the Rings game that's coming out, the new Duke Nukem movie, Dragon Age Absolution, the Netflix Dragon Age cartoon coming up. We're going to talk about, has Sony got too many remakes? Because we got that new Last of Us remake coming out again. First we had a remaster, now we got a remake. We're going to be talking about playing Xbox games on the TV without a console. What's that about? Of course, Gary's Indie Game Spotlight and the polls. That's right, we had a couple of polls this week, so we're going to go over them. But before we get into all that, before we have some deep discussions, we got to find out, Gary, how the fuck was your week?
So. Being the fam, went to go see Jurassic World Dominion, and wasn't a fan. I was excited going into it, but thought it was a snoozer. Other than that, that was about it. Pretty average week. The highlight was going to the movies and being disappointed.
Were you disappointed in the CGI? Was the story just slow?
I think for the first hour was pretty slow. They tried to set up a few characters. I think the CGI was okay in some parts. There was a chase sequence that I wasn't particular. I thought it was okay, but I thought there was like too much like camera shaking going on during those parts. But I mean, there was a few decent parts throughout the movie. But the oldest is the Dino Nut. He as I was telling Tony after or before the show, the oldest got a applause going in the theater, so I had to do a bit of face palm. I was like, oh my god, this movie wasn't that great, but he liked it. The kids liked it. The old lady liked it. I'm not a big fan of dinosaur stuff, so it fell flat for me. And like I said, I was excited going in, but it's just so.
Yeah. You were telling me something else interesting about the movie. You don't believe dinosaurs are real, do you, Gary?
I'm a dino hater. This is true.
Myself, I was always a huge fan of dinosaurs, but for some reason, I'm just not a fan of the Jurassic Park movies. I saw the first one, thought it was good. And
the rest, yeah, I could live without.
I haven't even seen any of the new ones. I think I've seen part 2, maybe once. I don't even think I've seen the whole thing because before Netflix and chill, there was a VHS and chill, and we did some of that.
Well,
so I don't even remember that.
I don't mind. What's his name is the main character. I like him as an actor. That can't even remember his name now.
The guy who plays the Fly, Jeff Goldblum.
No, Guardians of the Galaxy. I like
Chris Pratt.
Yeah, Chris Pratt. I like him in the role he's in. I just think they kind of shoehorned in everybody from the older movies or the older. Yeah, I don't know exactly who was in. I think Ellie Sadler was in like the first movie, but the rest of them, they just kind of shoehorned everybody into those, and it just didn't do it for me. I don't know. I like the first Jurassic Park, but everything else you can kind of have. Jurassic World was okay, but Chris Pratt's good, but it just didn't do it for me.
Yeah, my week has been so interesting. Lots of people unsubscribing to the channel. Lots of people trying to run me down, trying to bring me down, trying to bring the show down. People treating me like Voldemort.
Don't say his name.
Don't say my name. I had some people on Reddit calling me an alt-right Nazi who supports the January 6th insurrection without proof, mind you. They just said those things, knowing that I can't reply, I can't respond, with no pushback. Just people just believe these lies.
Insurrection.
On Reset Era, they're singing the same tune. Tony's this crazy alt-right individual. And then I go to YouTube. And on YouTube, I'm an SJW, Gary. I go from one extreme to the next.
How does that work?
I'm not sure. So from one extreme to the next, I got people saying I'm far right, I'm far left, I'm this, I'm that. No proof, no evidence. Just everybody talking wildly out of their ass. So it's a great time.
They tend to do that.
Other than that, Project Unicorn is chugging along. No update. Keeping tight-lipped on it. We're working on some things. I'm in contact with a few people who have hardware experience, but mostly tight-lipped. So there is that. I mean, the weight loss thing, Gary's pretty much lost the weight loss challenge. Can we just
Yeah, I think if Tony's at what are you at 235, 230?
230?
Yeah, I don't think I got a chance in hell in the last 3 or so weeks to move up on you. So
It's like 2 weeks and a couple of days.
yeah, I'm blaming it all on the fam. They make me eat lots of bad food.
Well, I've been cheating. Like every Friday, you see me. I post that I'm eating my $5 Latino discount
but I
meal.
cheat every day. I had chili dogs last night and chili cheese fries.
Chili cheese fries are so good. So good.
They are nacho cheese or shredded cheese.
Nacho cheese.
Yeah, there you go. The old lady likes shredded cheese. I said no way.
So yeah, so I got all that. I got people coming at me with the way I talk. Say I talk too much like William Shatner because I make pauses when I speak for some reason. So I got that going. I got people telling me that I should talk in my normal accent, Gary, in my normal accent. I'm flabbergasted how I could put on the fakest accent ever for one video. Actually, it's two videos technically.
And week after week, you come in and you do this fake voice. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah. I should just talk more civilized, more in tune with myself.
I just think the wells run dry and they've got nothing on you, Tony.
Nothing. I mean, I do got one pair of individuals out there who insist on calling me Anthony TGD. Like, I don't know. They think they call me Anthony is some kind of gotcha, I guess. YouTube is weird, is what I'm saying. Okay.
Oh, it's
YouTube, the internet. I'm getting too old for this shit. I gotta get fucking the Donald Glover, the Danny Glover, not Donald, fucking the Danny Glover fucking Lethal Weapon quote put up on the soundboard. I forgot to get the soundboard. Gonna have it next week. Don't worry. I'm getting too old for this shit. But other than that, yeah, it's been a pretty good week. I was supposed to go to work today. They were like, "You coming to work?" I'm like, "Fuck no, I'm not coming to work." All week, they were telling me that like we're working. I said we're probably gonna work on Saturday. You're gonna come? I'm like, "No, I'm not coming in." And they're laughing, like, "You'll be here. Don't worry." I'm like, "Dude, I'm telling you, I'm not coming to work." Every day.
Where is he?
Yeah, so I'm sure today they were like, "Where's Tony?" I'm like, fucker, I told you I was coming to work. Work is for losers. I would rather sit here. I get paid so much money off of YouTube and off of all of you guys supporting me. I'm just going to sit here all day. 24-hour live streams. Just never going to turn it off. Just going to live stream constantly. Tony's coworkers are going to dox him for calling. I didn't call off. That's the thing. I didn't even call. I told them already. So if they give me any shit on money, I'm like, I told you I wasn't coming. It's not a no-call, no-show. Yeah, YouTube is weird. #yeah. So I think that's about it. But all in all, I think been no better than a normal week. No worse.
It could be worse though, right? It could be worse.
Always could be worse. Always could be better. But that's where we're at. Then I got the Ezra Miller thing. I made an Ezra Miller video, and I had people coming at me saying that they hope Ezra Miller sues me for reporting on that whole situation. That's now turned into a whole new situation.
Oh yeah, I've been following it. It's weird.
So now the girl, somebody supposedly accused him like months ago, and she told someone else, and that person told parents. But then, the first girl turned out she was lying. So then the second girl's like, "Oh shit, I told the parents based on the first girl's stuff, but now the first girl's lying." But the parents waited a month between being told and taking action against Ezra Miller, which makes no sense anyway. And then you had witnesses saying things that now are like, were they true? Were they lying? Then I'm getting accused of hating Ezra Miller. I'm like, I barely know who the fuck he is. I don't follow Ezra Miller. He's just a weirdo who was in Fantastic Beasts. That's like the only movie I know him in. In Justice League, apparently.
It was The Flash, right?
Yeah. Top 10? You mean top 11? As in chapter 11. That's right. What are your top 10 Amigo games? Shark
Shark.
No, Shark is one, and then the other Shark is the other game. So it's 2 games. Shark and Shark. Tank and Tank. Pong.
4.
It's hard to tell. I guess Finnegan Fox would probably be my number 1 because I played Fox and Forest. It's a pretty good game. The improvements that I've heard about the game sound better. Sound like they do actually make the game play better.
Flying Tigers, if it were ever a real thing.
Yeah, Flying Tigers. I like shooters. So I got Rigid Force Alpha or whatever the hell it's called on PlayStation 5. I haven't played it yet, but so I don't need that on the Amico. What's good at Potion Sword Run?
What's going on?
Gaming races don't belong. Yeah. So all in all, I mean, the Amico it's a very interesting thing. I don't want to dedicate the channel to just Amico stuff. I know everybody loves when we're dunking on the Amico constantly. But, at this point, we're not even scraping the bottom of the barrel. We're underneath the barrel, scraping the floor.
We're digging our way to China.
Yeah, so it is what it is. Ugh. I will say this of the Amico. Phil, Bubala, I know you're watching. I have a plan to make the Amico happen. Right now, you call me up, put me on the payroll. I'll give you the plan. I get Big Sadesh to back off. I get yourself manufactured. I got some connections. We'll hook it up. By this time next year, we'll be laughing at me, you, Gary. We'll be smoking cigars, drinking scotch, laughing about how all this shit went down. Call me up, Phil.
It would have been cheaper if they would have took you up on that deal a year ago.
It would have been cheaper if they would have, you know what? The whole board must be kicking themselves in the ass. When Tommy was telling them how he lost the CEO position, and they were like, "Don't worry, Tommy, we're not going to replace you." Y'all kicking yourself in the ass, aren't you? Man, we should have let Tony be fucking CEO. At the very least, I would have been the fall guy, right? At the very least.
Right.
So, yeah, reserved for Ferrari parking only. Yeah, I will say that was real picture. I know some people saw that. You might have saw it on the Max's stream. That is a real picture.
That sign will be gone in less than 24 hours.
There was 2 of them. They'll both be gone. Someone did actually go by, took pictures. It was like, "Hey, Tony, I took some pictures." I was like, "Cool." Right? So
it's like a ghost town now.
Tony's the fall guy. Yeah, I could have been the fall guy. Could have been. Oh, dear Tommy Zero shit. No, I'm being serious. I actually do. I'm the kind of person that always thinks different things and scenarios, and my brain works in weird, mysterious ways. And I was like, yeah, I could see how I could do this, and that, and that'll make everything work. Because I just go in there and I just start fucking shit up. I'll be like, "You, Big Sadesh, shut up. You're going to get your money. Fuck, don't worry about it. You want money? You ain't going to get no blood out of the stone, right? You can squeeze a stone all day long. The only blood that you're going to get is the shit that comes out of your hand from squeezing too hard. So sit the fuck down. Wait your turn. We'll get you your fucking money. Just relax, Big Sadesh." That's how I talk to him. Because what the fuck's he going to do? Ain't going to do shit. He's like 5'3". I seen him. We call him Big Sadesh, but that motherfucker little. All right? I'll whoop his ass. Make me CEO, Phil. I know you're watching. I hope someone upper decked the bathroom. Don't say that, Chappie. That's not nice. What's up, Rabbit Dude? Let's see who we got in the chat before we move on. We gotta say hello to everybody. We got Tommy Uyamiko, Dorkside, Francis Candy, Evil Knievel. Love Evil Knievel. Did you see the song that Evil made for us?
Yeah, you played it for me.
We got Max Lenartz, Chappie McChapster. Always good to see Chappie.
No Call, No Show.
Rabbit Dude, No Call, No Show. Potion Sword Run. Of course, 1 Inch Biceps. So we got WGV 1940 and Thinking Fox. What's up? Now, some of you might not have seen the video from Evel Knievel, and I think it's only appropriate that we play it here because, I played Tommy's music here. I played other people's music, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? I need to play the Evel Knievel song. And it was stuck on my head for 3 days. The song was 1 day old, but for 3 days, somehow it was already stuck in my head. It went into my brain and then retroactively into my memories. It was the weirdest fucking thing ever. But I like it. The part about Gary's is a little, what's the word I'm looking for, Gary? A little spicy?
Little spicy.
Yeah. He even managed to throw Vito in there for some reason. I found that insanely funny.
Hey, Bomber Knee.
Hopefully we don't get fucking flagged because it is a parody song of. Did you buy? No, I didn't buy video games music. We got it free with our amigos, and then I gave it away to 1 Inch Biceps. Yeah, it is a parody of the Powder Puff Girls song. So I don't know if anybody hasn't heard this, but we're gonna watch it. As you can see, it is a foot bath with a double star of some sort. It is the Nut Job Getaway and Television Amico Music Powerpuff Girls parody. Oh, baby.
Gary, he thinks that trans are deviants, deep-hat, but thinks that weeds for idiots, DGD. He doesn't speak housekeeper, what a crazy bunch of guys. Fighting Tom, trying to expose a scam, 6-hour-long podcast. The Nut Job Getaway. Fighting Tom, trying to ban a vote. They think they're always right. The Nut Job Getaway. No, it's fucking retro, bro. Watch out. And that annoying saggy bullshit is that boring ass Vito. He talks about himself for hours. Fighting Tom, trying to save the world from the amigo scam. The Nut Job Getaway. Fighting Tom, now they're good friends with Smash, and we so human scum. The Nut Job Getaway. And they'll be fighting Tom, trying to expose a scam. 10-hour-long podcast. The Nut Job Getaway. Fighting Tom, trying to ban a vote. They think they're always right. The Nut Job Getaway. Fighting Tom, trying to monetize, showing their cats and guns. The Nut Job Getaway. Nut Jobs.
All right, to be fair, the dead cat thing and the gun thing only happened once each. Okay? Just to be fair. I did love the song. Thank you for that, Evel Knievel. When you said you were making a song for us for the show, I wasn't expecting much.
I didn't think it would cast me in such a bad light.
It was funny. So now we have two songs parodying us. We got the Evel Knievel one. We got the one from Tommy Lee Miko. I could just stop right now. My YouTube career has peaked. Peaked early. But here we are. All right. I think we, speaking of monetizing, where's the begging for tips? It'll come up. Stream Elements will remind you. Yeah, I seen that. Gary actually mentioned that. He has 1,050 subs. They're called followers on TikTok. But he has 1,050.
Yeah, we watched a few Carl video.
We watched a few Carl TikToks in the back before we got on. TikTok's not for me. It's for the kids in Carl. But I mean, why no super chat option? Because we're not big enough. You got to be 1,000 to be monetized by YouTube and to get super chats and all that stuff. But we just use Stream Elements. It is slacking. It is on a timer, so it's the amount of chat comments over a 5-minute period. So I think it's like 20 comments, and then it gives you the bot response, and then another 20 gives you the other one. So, but if you try to spam, then the bot will fucking mod you. Anyway, Gary, you excited for this first topic?
I am super excited.
Do you know what it is?
I have no idea what it is.
How can you be excited? This is off the rails.
Thought that's what you wanted me to say.
No, I want the truth. We're not fake here. We're real. We keep this shit real, 100.
Oh. It could be many things. I'm not sure exactly where we're going with the first topic, but
this first topic is one that we haven't talked about in a while. It's something that we haven't done, but I think we need to bring it back. It's one of our most popular segments. And no, it is not the butt challenge. Sorry, guys.
oh,
And it's funny, though, because we've lost most of our female audience when we stop talking about female asses. It's kind of weird.
makes you wonder.
We are going to be talking about another indie game. This one is on Indiegogo. It's called Master Key. It is a Zelda-like game. Gary brought this to my attention. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, help Gary get internet, and just enjoy the sweet sounds of my voice that are dripping with honey. All right, so what the hell is Master Key, Gary? What do you know about this game?
So I'll give a little credit where credit's due. Ninja Kitty actually brought this to my attention on Twitter, and apparently this is a monochrome callback to the Legend of Zelda, the Link to the Past. So basically what you're going to get here is black and white, and pretty much Zelda. So, I mean, I think that pretty much speaks for itself.
Well, there you have it, folks. Black and white and Zelda. That's it. That's all you need to know. Let's watch the trailer. I think it's a little too bright. I think they should have used maybe like an off-white. Hurts my eyes a little. But then again, I don't sleep much, and my eyes hurt just existing.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think you could. The only way you could really mask that is by doing like a dither pattern to turn it more to a gray. Since you're well, I mean, obviously I guess they could, because it's not. I mean, it's obviously done in the style, but they could have maybe done a lighter white. But it pops. It looks really good. I think it's okay.
See right there. I like this, the orange one.
The color, the palettes. I was just going to bring that up. That it dawned on me that they showed the color palettes on this.
So the orange one looks good.
It'll be like Gato Roboto, where those were unlockables in the game, where you could change it to a variety of, like, I think they had 8 different color palettes. So if the white and black does hurt your eyes a little bit, I think they have some softer tones here.
Evil Knievel says, "Is this the game series Gary's Avatar is based off?" No, this is not Gary's game.
My avatar is actually my original creation, just so if you didn't know. I like the Virtual Boy look.
What's
The black
red
and
one?
red. Yeah, the black and red, the Virtual Boy look.
Let's go back.
Then we got like a Game Boy weird greenish there. Yeah, that
Yeah, that
looks
one up
really
there.
cool.
Yeah, this one looks all right. This, not so much. The green one is almost like a Game Boy.
Very original Game Boy-esque. Yep.
I don't like this pink. The brown one looks all right. ZX Spectrum. Yeah. Bob says reminds him of the game Downwell. Never heard of that game.
Yep. Downwell had a black and white monochrome, but they also used red too in that game, so it wasn't strictly two colors.
How's the video playing? Is the video playing good?
Yeah.
Gotta make sure. So that is Master Key.
I think it looks really good. For some reason, I've just been really into this black and white. Ever since I played Gato Roboto, was fantastic. Had pretty much the same look. Obviously, the developers have to go with the art style here, and being that I've been doing art style in this same kind of way, the monochrome style, you have to be a little bit more creative when you're doing sprites, as you can't use other colors to rely on shading and stuff like that. So there's definitely something here that I like. I will point out though that if this comes out before or after Mina, I'm not sure. I believe this probably will be after Mina, the Hollower, which is going after the same kind of gameplay style, where they're doing a Zelda type Castlevania clone where the character is like, she digs. So I thought that was kind of funny that these games are probably going to release around the same time, and they have kind of the same mechanic to an extent. So, but it looks really good. I think it looks pretty solid.
All right, so we got some people that are worried. They said they're not going to make it. They only got $366 out of their $5,260 flexible goal. Left. It's a flexible goal, though. So they get the money. Whatever they raise, they keep. They do have 9 days left. So next week, I want to hear how this has reached their goal and exceeded it.
It's kind of sad to see, because I think it looks very promising. It looks really solid. I think the music could have been done maybe a slight bit better. I think it's okay for what it is, but maybe people are just not big fans of this art style here.
I don't think that's what it is, really. I think we were on Max's stream and I was talking about YouTubers who don't promote well. I think this game might have the same issue. There's so many Kickstarter and Indiegogo games coming out every single day.
Right.
You need to build up the hype. You need to really put in the work. If you're developing this by yourself and you can't handle promoting your game, then you need to figure out some way to hire somebody or get somebody to promote it for you. Reach out to YouTubers, to people like us. We might be small, but if you get enough of us to talk about your game, that can get you a little bit of buzz, a little bit of hype. Maybe some people donating.
I mean, I agree. I mean, this definitely looks like quality. I've seen games that look 10 times worse than this. I mean, this really looks good. It's a shame to see that it's not doing so well over there on for funding.
Dorkside says, I'm not a fan of these Indiegogo campaigns. If you invest and it doesn't reach the funding, your money can be gone, much like an Amico pre-order. Yeah, this is true. Always be wary of funding games. But this person says, hi, I'm Acromi, a solo developer making Master Key. I'm a huge fan of Zelda and Metroidvania games and love the 1-bit art style as well. So I decided to make a 1-bit Zelda-like with open progression. I started this project alone 3 years ago and have since been working on it in my spare time. I love game dev, but I can't do everything by myself. Noe Guitan makes the music, and Antoine Denglas makes the promotional art. That's why I'm doing this Indiegogo. I want to be able to pay them for their work and use the remaining money to give more polish to the game by hiring artists to add cutscenes or redo sprites. So they don't need the money to fund the game, okay, but they would like to give a little money to the people that help them make the game and maybe hire somebody to polish up the sprites a bit. But it can be released, is what I'm saying. It doesn't sound like it's a game that's, make or break it if they hit the Indiegogo.
Well, it looks like, and it also looks like they've come a long way with what they have done. So this is not just kind of a early concept. They've gotten a lot of hard work out of the way. I'd always wonder if maybe something like Devolver Digital, the same guys who put out Gato Roboto, if they'd be able to contact them if it didn't work out, maybe get some funding that way, or you never know. It's just, I hope we can see the light of day. Maybe it comes to Switch in the future.
Well, it says
definitely looks like
it's available on Switch.
Right. This is definitely something I'd like to get my hands on and play. I think these 1-bit games are pretty unique. It's a lot of people don't understand that it's quite difficult to do sprites and make everything look accordingly. It's a little different than doing it with other colors at your disposal.
Well, for $7 right now, if you donate to the campaign, you'll get the game. $7, you get it 30% off. Also, for $7, you can get the game and credits. You can be putting the credits of the game, I guess. It's not a bad deal. If you want the game plus a soundtrack, that'll run you $10 currently, or $11. Sorry, €10. It says, what is Master Key? Master Key is a Zelda-like with Metroidvania elements. It features item-based and non-guided exploration, a cute and compact world to explore, dungeons filled with deadly traps, puzzles, and bosses, dozens of enemies, shops, weapons, and upgrades, 5 to 10 hours of gameplay. It depends on how much you want to do. Many secrets. There's not a single word in the entire game except the title, yeah. So no words. It's no. The story is all told in emojis. If you watch we saw the trailer, how you seen the little bubbles would come out, and it'd be like a $sign or like hearts or something. It says the game doesn't hold you by the hand. It's a love letter to hiking and exploration, as well as old 2D Zeldas and other games. You have to find your own path, and nothing in the game is story gated. The game starts as the player finds an old and mysterious rusty key deep in a cave. No revenge, no princesses to save, no bad guys to defeat. Or is there? Master Keys offers a light narrative to focus on wonder, liberty, and discovery. The game will release at least on Steam and Nintendo's eShop. So it's coming to Steam and the eShop at the very least.
I might just have to go over to the page and donate these guys $7. Just because. I hate to see these funds so low for them. They look like they put a lot of love and care and attention into this. So
the game is on zero budget, and I am working on it in my spare time, so it may not release before December 2022. It's unpredictable. Maybe before. I will put the link in the chat. And, of course, the link will be on the video when we clip this. So there it is. And
what people don't understand, I think, is that, these guys work probably full-time jobs. And to do this kind of stuff for a side project, it takes a lot. It does. So, a little funding goes a long way to easing the burden. And, they were someone like Yacht Club Games and they could raise a couple $1 million. These guys wouldn't have to work full-time jobs. They'd be able to work full-time on their games. So,
yeah. So like I said, there it is. Sounds good. Looks good. I myself never back anything that I cover, just as a matter of conflict of interest. So sorry. I would back it. It does look right up my alley, but I guess I'll be waiting for the PlayStation version. If not, at the very least, maybe I'll get it on Steam. Then I could actually give my Steam Deck something to do. Gary, can you check what I wrote in the private chat? Because I fucked up.
Let me see here.
Don't read it.
Oh, okay. That sucks.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Remind me after the show to fix that. All right.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit, we're accepting tips now. What the hell is this? Who highlighted that? A side piece can be time consuming? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Project Unicorn launch title? Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like these kind of games, like I don't understand how the Amigo didn't come and be like, hey, Indiegogo that needs $5,000, we'll give you $10,000, put your game on the Amigo, right?
I mean, if the Amico had a handful of games like that, I mean, it'd have been a no-brainer for me to throw money at it.
Same thing here. I mean, if the system was low cost, if you can get a low cost system with low cost games that are quality like that, fuck yeah.
And I really think it boils down to, I think when it was first announced, I think a lot of people had that idea that it would be something like that, and it never. It was kind of it was kind of like, what is this? Nobody asked for this. So
Nobody asked for this.
Yeah, I think that's really what it was.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's no. Again, I don't understand. Well, Tommy's saying he don't like Sprite work. That's probably what killed it.
And I mean, and that's okay. But when you're creating hardware and it's like you need software, it's like whether you like it or not. I don't like puzzle games. Does that mean like if I had my own hardware that I should just be like, no puzzle games are going to go onto the console, no sport games are going to go onto the console? No, I mean you gotta have that variety for people, and whether it be game styles, genres, or art styles. But yeah, that's part of what killed it.
Evil Knievel says the iMagic reimagined games was an awesome idea. I always thought that the reimagined games were dumb. Okay, now hear me out. The reason I think that the reimagined games are dumb is because the original games exist, right? Why don't we just make sequels? Don't reimagine it. Make a sequel. You have the base game that people love. Now think, man, in 1974, what would I have liked to see for a sequel for Beauty and the Beast, for example,
for
right?
Shark.
For Shark. Like, how could I make this like a sequel? Like, how do I expand on the concept? You have the core idea, because a remake is basically just the same thing, right? Reimagined. They're all just the exact same original game with a new coat of paint.
Right.
So I'm saying, fucking Astro Smash 2. Now you can change it up. You can do different things. And because it's a sequel, people are going to give you a lot more room versus a reimagining or a remake, right? You want that to stay closer to the original idea. A remake.
Well, I think it really boils down to is what could they do the easiest without having to think too hard.
Well, I think that's the problem.
I
think the problem was more in the idea. They didn't have the idea, the game design. Like they couldn't come up with new concepts. They couldn't like take a product.
It takes a long time to flesh something out. I mean, me doing what I'm doing right now, it's really a back and forth process. It's not something that like, okay, we got our finger on exactly what we're going to do. As you're developing something, a lot of things can change. A lot of things do change. And no, I think it was just the lazy route of, well, we can do this, and it's been done before. We know we can, we got the guys here to do it. So,
yeah. And I was saying on Max's stream, I don't know if anyone watched that. I was saying on Max's stream, I was like, what if all the people that Tommy hired, thinking that they were like these titans of industry, turns out they were all just puffing themselves up just like Tommy does. So like no one actually had the skills needed. And they all got there and like, fuck, how the fuck do we make a system? Now we've all been lying about our resumes. We got to get to this. Hans just tipped $5. Thank you, Hans.
Hans Ippish.
I have to check on the dashboard to see if there's actual message. That's the only thing I don't like about this. I don't have it set up. I'm such a boomer that I didn't set it up so it like pops up on the screen. I'll figure it out one day. Signing. Okay, so the console is coming. Trust me. That's what Hans says. That's his message. For $5. Thank you, Hans. Rabbit Dude says he wants an update on the play date. Carrie, give him a real quick update.
Real quick update is I have not been emailed anything yet, but I did find out on Reddit that there is an order number 82 something that he's gotten an update. I am a few hundred away from that number, so we're getting close.
Is your playdate closer or farther away than the Amico coming out?
I think it's closer.
By a couple years.
By a couple years. Evil Knievel says, I wonder how many Amico employees are fans of this podcast. I know for a fact.
All the ones that were fired.
That at least 7 people that work or have worked at television watch this podcast. And these aren't the interns that were told to watch it to see what the fuck we say and report back. These are people that are here as actual fans.
Could be you.
So they might not talk in chat. They might be quiet. They might be one of the lurkers. But we know you're there, and we appreciate it. All right, I think this one is right up Gary's alley, this next story. Gary, how would you like to play your Xbox on the TV without any console?
Oh, it sounds like Google Stadia.
It does, doesn't it? Before we get into it, let me remind you to like the video, share the video, and of course, subscribe to the channel. That way, Gary can play some Xbox without a console. So what am I talking about here? Well, this is according to Eurogamer. Go ahead and pop this article up on the screen for y'all. It says Microsoft announces you'll soon be able to play Xbox games on a telly without a console. Apparently, this person is British. We don't call it a telly, Mr. Wesley Yinpool. Call it a television, a TV. Microsoft announced a deal with Samsung to bring the Xbox app to 2022 smart TVs at the end of the month, so you can play cloud-enabled Game Pass Ultimate games without a console. Microsoft said playing Xbox games on a 2022 Samsung TVs will be a seamless experience similar to using any other streaming app on your telly. It also means you can play Fortnite via Xbox Cloud Gaming for free and without a subscription on your telly. This guy really loves saying fucking telly. All the big Xbox Game Pass announcement from 2021's Xbox. That's from the video. Stupid me. The Xbox app goes live on 2022 Samsung TVs on the 30th of June. You can launch it from Samsung's new gaming hub, and from there, connect your Bluetooth-enabled controller, log into your Game Pass Ultimate account, and start playing. Compatible controllers include the Xbox Wireless Controller, Xbox Adaptive Controller, Elite Series 2 controller, and Sony's DualSense controller. You know what this sounds like, Gary?
What's that?
This sounds like I'll be able to play Xbox games without having to buy a fucking Xbox. All I got to do is get myself an Ultimate Xbox account, buy me a controller, and a new Samsung TV, and I'll be all set.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I mean, that's what it says, right?
Well, that's what it says, but like I said before, sounds like Google Stadia, and how well did that work out?
It's a good question. Not well. It says it's a significant milestone for Microsoft's gaming ambitions, which revolves around reaching as many players as possible on as many devices as possible. xCloud or Xbox Cloud Gaming should be part of you playing on any game on any device, whether it's a game that you own Whether it's a free-to-play game, it is really about delivering great game content to any customer on any device through multiple business models. Said Microsoft gaming boss, fan of the podcast, fan of the show, Phil Spencer, in a video briefing shown to the press this week. Says we're building a platform that can reach billions of players. Billions, Gary. 3 billion worldwide. Whether it's on console, whether it's on PC, whether it's through Xbox cloud streaming, where players on any device they want to play or should be able to find the content they want to play. Whether it's on a web browser, whether it's in an app, or whether it's on a device that's dedicated to playing games. That's just fundamental to where Xbox is going. Find as many players as we can, cultivate a community of amazing creators. So again, sounds great. I will put
We kind of heard that pitch before, haven't we?
the article. If you want to read the full article and get all the context. But it does sound good. I mean, if it works, obviously, that's what it's all dependent on, if it works. But if it works, it sounds like something I'll get on board with. Because I really don't want to buy another gaming console. I don't need an Xbox cluttering up the room. But just having a TV, smart TV, sign in, play some games, maybe play some of that new TMNT Turtles online, 6-player.
I mean, that's definitely where they want to take gaming into the future is, console-less and Game Pass. And I really could see it working if they got it down and they got it working right. It will definitely be the future. At some point, I think this is the way the market's going to go. It is a good idea. I think there's a huge audience that doesn't want to have to go and deal with, finding a console and dealing with games or anything. If it's an easy, streamlined experience, they definitely can make it work.
One Inch Bicep says Tony's talking crazy now. We must collect. I don't collect nothing. Everything I have like 500 games now, all digital. If I can get things digital, that's the way I take them. I don't care about physical media. I don't care about physical.
Oh, I'm totally against. Yeah, I'm totally against it.
Gary, on the other hand, wants everything fucking physical. He's collecting everything. He wants all the little tchotchkes, all the little fucking extras. Not me. But yeah, Xbox on the TV without a console. I'll be looking into this because I know we got to cover some Xbox games on here. Gary got an Xbox. I think Ninja Kitty got Xbox. So when we play some games with you guys, if we play some games with you guys, we'll be able to have all of our bases covered: Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. Oof. There was something else I wanted to say about all this. Help me out here, Gary. Nothing? Okay. Heck yeah, all digital media is the future. Ditch physical products. That's what I'm talking about.
Boo.
Digital for the win, less clutter. Gen X wants you to invest in Dogecoin. Yeah. Max and Large says it works on a laptop, tablet, smartphone already. Microsoft is almost as huge as in television. Yeah, they're a couple billion short on their target market, but they'll get there. Evil Knievel says Gen X believes Google Stadia is the future, maybe 2080. Max Allard says don't get the new TV. It's already built into the Microsoft Ultimate Pass subscription, but I don't have it. I don't have the Microsoft Ultimate Pass subscription. I don't have an Xbox of any kind. I have a Steam Deck and a PC. I guess I could just do that. And Bob says Gary's just antiquated when it comes to games. Ooh, getting on you, Gary.
I think that's a hot take.
You know what's weird? I just remember what I was going to say. I actually have a PlayStation 2 coming from Amazon.
From Amazon?
Yeah. So I'm gonna have a brand new PlayStation 2 to add to the collection. So I'll be able to cover PlayStation 2 games on the Is It Any Good series, or is it as bad? I forget what the hell I call it. You know what I'm talking about.
Does PlayStation offer any games like PlayStation 2 games or anything like that on or at least like do they offer PlayStation 3? Because I know what Xbox has got, like they go all the way back to their 360 games, right? Does PlayStation offer like PS3 games?
They go back all the way to PlayStation 1, but it's under the PlayStation Now. Currently, it's going to be under Ultimate Super Mega. You're cool, I'll whack you off. PlayStation Plus subscription or whatever the fuck it's called.
Okay.
I think it's everything but PlayStation 3. PlayStation 3 games are the ones that they don't fucking have available. Something about the emulation or some shit.
Right.
But I have a PS3 already, as you've seen. PS Plus Premium. There it is. Oh, yeah, you can stream PS3 games. But I think it's not all of them, though. It's not all games. And I think some of the games have, like, the DLC missing or something. It's, like, really weird. And there was an issue with them having the PAL versions of the games on the PS Premium and not the US.
Yeah, with the we covered that, right, with the hertz, 50 at 50 hertz.
12 days, Bob says. 12 days. Bob's on top of things. He should be on the fucking panel. Me and you, Gary.
Yeah, you can take my job.
We're behind. Gary's not going to be here next week, in case you don't.
I'm going to be here next week.
I thought you said you were going to be on another person's stream on Saturday or something.
No, I think that's earlier. I think that stream is during the day. That's at like 4:00, I believe.
All right. So Gary will be here.
I'll be here.
You don't want to announce, let people know where you're going to be next week?
I mean, we can.
It's up to you. It's your.
Yeah, I'll be on the stream with Ray is going to have a guest and me on talking about the current state of RPGs, and that should be fun.
So I'll definitely be tuning into that.
Yeah, it should be at like 4 p.m., I believe, Eastern time. That's what I want to say. I think so.
And Gary was on Max's stream earlier with myself. So that was fun. So Gary's getting his name out there. He's promoting his game. He's going to get famous. He's going to leave the podcast and be a big-time game dev.
Make sure I flip a couple quarters your way, Tony.
My man. Bob says there's also news that you're going to be able to stream games that you own on Xbox that aren't on the cloud. Yeah.
I mean, like I said, if they streamline it, it'll. A lot of people want this just for ease of being able to play their games. I mean, we're already doing it with movies and stuff now, so why not video games?
Yeah. Some people are wondering how Albert Menendez came back. He was banned. Smash did ban him. But then later in the night, that same day, Dean TV happened to be streaming, so I went in to see what Dean was up to. Albert and them were there. We had a little chat in the chat, and then I unbanned him. I am a reasonable person, if you're reasonable with me. He's back from popular demand or by popular demand? All right, what's up, Kraz? Kraz is here again. So what are we going to be talking about next, Gary?
I think we should jump into what makes a game of the year material. I think it's time. I think Bob's waiting for this one. He wants to know.
You want to hop in for this one, Bob? Because I know you got opinions. So I'm going to put it in the chat if Bob wants to hop in. If Bob, and only Bob, wants to hop in. All right, if not, we'll go ahead and without him. We'll give him a couple minutes. He's going to pop in. And by a couple, I mean like 30 seconds. Did someone say Elden Ring? Gary, is Elden Ring game of the year?
You know I can't say yes. You know if I were to pick a game for game of the year this year, what it would be. And it ain't gonna get nowhere near game of the year material, and it should be.
There he is. Bob.
Yo,
Blinded, do you want us to wait for you for this discussion on what makes a game game of the year? So what's up, Bob? How's your week been?
yeah, pretty cool, pretty chill.
What have you been playing lately, Bob? I haven't
Elden
seen
Ring.
any. Has it been? Is that what you've been streaming?
Yeah, the last couple of streams have been Elden Ring.
I must have missed that.
Yeah.
I seen that you were streaming, Bob. Then it ended, and then you started streaming like Elden Ring again. Like you streamed Elden Ring, and all of a sudden I was like, there was another fucking Elden Ring stream. I was like, what the fuck's going on here?
My question is, Tony, when's the last time you streamed Elden Ring?
That one time I streamed it, that was it. That was the last time.
Oh, that game must be riveting.
I've been playing it. I just haven't been streaming it.
I'm just kidding. You know I kid.
I was gonna stream it the other day, and I was like, I don't want to fucking go through all that. Then I got to be entertaining. I was like, I just want to sit here and play games. Sometimes I just want to play games, right?
Yeah, you don't want to have the hassle of multitasking the stream and having to talk to people.
Not just that, like, I don't know if you watched my Elden Ring. Like, sometimes I'm boring when I'm playing, right? I'm just like, hey, let me go chase after a deer. Let me wander around like an idiot and just do stupid things, right? That's not always the most exciting thing to stream.
Well, I think every game can be like that. Every game's got their, the boring down parts of the game.
Yeah, but when I'm sitting there collecting like hundreds of animal bones just so I can make a bunch of arrows.
Hey, I watched Bob for like 30 minutes stack rocks, okay? So I'll watch, when this kind of took off, Twitch took off like years ago, I'd watch people do dumb stuff if I was interested in just hanging around and watching somebody. And a lot of times people are probably multitasking too, right? They're probably playing a game and watch. That's what I used to do when I played, Pokemon, and I was going after like shiny Pokemon or training my stuff up. I'd have something in the background just to listen to or watch for a few seconds when I had time. But I mean, it depends. Each person has their own taste, and sometimes what you think is boring, somebody will be sitting there watching with you or, watching you play. So.
All right. So real quick, before we get into the discussion, I want to remind everybody that we have an after show. And on this after show, we're going to be playing the What Is This Commercial For? And the winner will take home a $25 Amazon gift card. That's right. We're actually going to give out a prize unless Gary wins. Gary doesn't get a prize.
And I did see, I can't remember who made the comment that somebody said, Tony, that you should be paying everybody. So they're actually getting their wish tonight. You're actually giving away a $25 gift card, which is awesome.
$25 can't even buy Elden Ring. No.
Damn it. Well, maybe it'll go on sale.
Yeah. But it can get you like a third of the way there. So there is that.
It can get you the new Turtles game coming out in a couple days.
You can't even fucking pre-order it on PlayStation yet.
Oh, you can't? That's terrible. The Switch has got it for 10% off.
No, I think PlayStation is going to have it 10% off the first week, but only on PlayStation Plus users.
Oh, that's a bummer.
But I did contact them, tell them to like, hey, me and Gary would like copies of the game.
I was thinking about doing that, and regardless, like somebody can call me a shill all they want. I'm really debating whether or not I want to put, I'm probably gonna double dip because I'm definitely gonna buy it for the little one, and I'll definitely buy a physical copy. I've been debating like back and forth like these last 2 days since it's been announced whether or not I was gonna buy it on Switch digitally just so I can have it there, because we're definitely getting the Game Pass version, and I definitely want to support the devs. I think Tribute did a bang up job with this, so I do want to double dip on it, but I don't know how I'm going to go about double dipping on it.
All right. It's time. We're going to be discussing what makes a game of the year worthy. Let me remind you to like the video, share it with your friends, and of course, subscribe to the channel because every subscription brings Bob closer to finally figuring out what the hell happened in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. All right. So, Bob, you're the guest here. You're the third man on the panel. Why don't you start us off? What makes a game of the year worthy?
So much has to go into a game for it to be game of the year contender. Like, it's multiple factors, really. Like, everything from the sound to the gameplay. It's like how much impact it actually has on the gaming market as a whole, really. And I think that's probably the thing which I look for most in a game of the year is how much impact it has.
Yeah, it sounds like you have a the same general idea what most people have. What do you think, Gary? What makes a game of the year worthy?
I'd agree with Bob. I think it's there's a lot of factors into it. There's obviously art style. I think whether plays well, what kind of effect like Bob said it has on the market. I mean, are people really, or are they? Is there a buzz? Is it a game that that you have a feeling that people will be playing years to come? I mean, there's a lot of things, a lot of factors. So, and obviously, number one, it has to be better than everything in the same year that all the other games. And there's thousands and thousands of games that come out a year, so it's tough. Now, one thing I want to note here is, do you feel that certain games don't get the credit that they probably should, and that AAA games kind of take the spotlight from other developers and other guys that maybe deserved a chance to be there?
Sometimes, but not always. Like Hades won Game of the Year in 2020, and that was like an indie game.
Did it win Game of the Year in 2020?
Yeah. Yeah. That was BAFTA, but yeah, no, it definitely won loads of Game of the Year awards. It was pretty sure it was Game of the Year. Oh, The Last of Us was the Game Awards 2020.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I thought when you're talking Game of the Year, you're talking just like outlets Game of the Year, not like the big VGAs.
Well, the official one, I guess the one most people look at these days is the Game Awards Game of the Year.
Yeah, and I think in 2020, let's see.
It was The Last of Us for the Game Awards.
Yeah,
Part 2.
So Hades took was like a smaller.
Well, it took the BAFTAs, Game Developers Choice Awards. It won quite a few.
Yeah, I know I've seen it on IGN right now when I was looking it up.
I'd have to look at my Switch box. I don't know if it has a indication exactly if they. Let me look real quick if it said anything on the case per se.
Yeah, Blinded says The Last of Us 2 did win more awards though, but Hades did win a lot. Yeah, I think that's another thing we need to really discuss. What qualifies as something? We don't really have an Oscar, is what I'm saying. There's no like Oscars,
Right? Winner takes all type deal.
Well, not even something that has the prestige that everybody could agree. Like this is the main award, right? This is the one that matters the most. Because you'll see like 6 or 7 games have Game of the Year sometimes. You're like, how can all these games be Game of the Year, right? There can only be one.
And I just looked at the case. Unfortunately, there's nothing on the Switch case to indicate they didn't even boast about any awards that they may have won.
Albert says, was It Takes Two worthy of Game of the Year? It's a good game. I wouldn't call it Game of the Year. Definitely not. Solid 7. Solid 7. It Takes Two. We haven't finished it yet. We still got to go through that. Me and Sidekick Max. We're close though.
You put quite a bit of
BAFTAs
time.
is close to the Oscars. It is, but I mean, is it televised and everything? Is there like a big to do about it?
Yeah, but isn't BAFTA's more British? Yeah, they do a British Academy Games Awards, but I think it's like tied along to BAFTA, which I think is television. Yeah, British Academy of Film and Television Arts.
See, and like Tony said, I don't think they really have, one ring to rule them all type deal. So, so it's kind of all over the place. There's a general consensus among gamers usually what was game of the year, but there isn't one kind of solidified thing.
Yeah, CM Retro says, here's my thing with some of those Game of the Year awards. Some of the sources I've never heard of. The CM Retro Game of the Year is Battletoads. They paid me $500. See where I'm going with that? Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no, like, there's not that one outlet or that one award that everyone like. Yes, like I think the VGAs is probably the closest that we have. But even then, everyone's like, I don't agree with that.
Right.
You got the fan vote, and then Nintendo fanboys came in and they screwed it up because they're fucking salty about PlayStation or some shit, right? There's always some controversy.
I kind of put personally a little bit more weight on the Game Developers Choice Awards.
Right. Yeah, I always thought that, I never really dug too deep into the Game of the Year stuff. To me, it wasn't a big deal. It was just always a personal, because I probably never agreed with a lot of the choices. But I did like watching it for seeing the indies and seeing stuff that I might not have been paying attention to. There are quite a few games, in past years that I looked at because I just, there's so many games out that you can't know about everything that's out there. So, I mean, it does work in your favor if you read between the lines, right? So,
well, look at this: the Game Developers Choice Awards 2020. What do you think won?
What came out in 2020?
It was Untitled Goose Game. Untitled Goose Game won Game of the Year.
That was 2019, I think, according to my source on Wikipedia.
According to Google, it says Untitled Goose Game nabs Game of the Year at the 2020 Game Developers Choice Awards.
I didn't know that. I had a chance to pick that up at the flea market for like $10 brand new, and I passed on it. And then later on, I would find out that Panic, the creators of the Playdate, actually published that. So I was like, oh, that's a bummer. I passed on that game. I heard good things about it.
The game develop. See what it is the Game Developers Award is held in like March, so it is games from the previous year. So like the 2020 awards are games from 2019.
Oh, right.
So yeah, so Untitled Goose Game won for that. The Australian Game Developer Awards 2020, the winner for that was Moving Out. Now, I've never played Untitled Goose Game, so I can't comment on whether or not it's good. But I've played Moving Out. It's fun, but it's definitely not Game of the Year, right?
And when's VGA Awards is in what, December?
Yeah. No, I think it's maybe November. I know it's not right at the last month. I think it's November, the VGAs.
Ninja Kitty, Hades is Game of the Year material, and Untitled Goose Game is not.
Ninja Kitty said Untitled Goose Game is worth it. Untitled Goose Game seems like such a hipster game.
I haven't played. I've looked at a few trailers. It definitely piqued my interest, but I never. I haven't watched too much gameplay on it, so.
It seems more of a meme game to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not even. For me, Game of the Year should be something that's sold well, right? Because that at least indicates that the general gaming And Blinded's like, fuck this, he's coming in. The general gaming market has accepted the game. You got to look at, if you can, concurrent player count, how long people are playing. It's got to be more than just what some critics think, because those guys are always pretentious.
Yeah,
they go to, film and art school, and they turn their nose up.
That's me.
They're like, how dare you play those
fucking Elden Ring?
Those regular people games. Give me one of those artsy games. They're the ones who think that like Gone Home is good. Gone Home is such a great game. No, it's a walking simulator that sucks. Sucks ass pig. Okay. Rambo on PS3 is leagues ahead of Gone Home. Okay. What would you got to say, Blinded? Didn't you go to art school?
Fuck. No, I didn't go to art school. Taught myself. What do I got to say about what exactly?
What makes a game of the year worthy?
I think you guys kind of nailed it because I was listening. Like, it's kind of fine. It's like, it's a little complex. Like, for me, a game of the year is really based on what I resonated with me. You know what I mean? Like, something that is like, oh yeah, this wasn't just like a normal experience. Like, you can kind of differentiate a game that's like really good and well polished, but doesn't really connect with you. It's kind of like with a movie or a book or whatever. But like, if we go on like technicalities, I guess it would be based on, you know, awards or the graphics, the story, the gameplay. Now I guess accessibility is also a factor. Performance. Like, there's probably a lot of different things that go into what makes a game of the year. So that's kind of like my perspective.
Now, I know everybody's throwing around Elden Ring and God of War. Okay. Now I'm going to throw this out there because everybody knows my level of excitement for this game. What does a TMNT Shredder's Revenge have to do to be a game of the year? How could that game? I mean, there's a lot of buzz around it. Do I think it's going to be anywhere near there? No, it's a beat 'em up. Unfortunately, people, I just don't see it happening. But what
it needs to be innovative, Gary.
What would that game have to do to be game of the year material? Because I mean, what is the beat 'em up? I mean, what would they have to add to that?
I mean, Streets of Rage 4 was kind of game of the year though. Like, when it came out back in 2019, I think.
It was good. But what I'm seeing from this game, I mean, can they make, like, from what I see right now, and if they nail on all the fan service, they nail on what they say they're going to do with over 20 bosses, the characters they threw in the game, the fact that it's not just kind of a beat 'em up, that there's a lot of depth to it. I mean, do they have to add modes? I mean, they shocked everybody with 6 players. I don't think anybody expected 6 players. Not that that's a big thing for me personally, but a lot of people, it kind of blew me away.
That's innovative, though. Is there a 6-player beat 'em up?
Yeah, there's. No, I mean, X-Men. No. Yeah, X-Men. X-Men was a 6-player beat 'em up, and that's.
I mean, like, as of right 90s. Now.
I mean, not
really.
Because
like, they're going to compare it to right now. That's the thing.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
if it could do 6-player co-op, that does something different. Like, that's the thing, right? This is what I think a lot of people consider game of the year. Like, this is another point, I guess, is that people consider it based on what we're currently getting and what we have already gotten, right? So if it does something that, even if it's been done before, but it's done in a way that's like different, like that, it's kind of vague, but like, I'll give you an example. I know people hate The Last of Us 2. I like The Last of Us 2, and I can understand why it's game of the year, right? Because it's not a game that tells a very simple story, right? Like, people want to water it down and say it's a simple story, but that would be cutting out a lot of like the conflict and the politics and sort of the philosophy of it, right? And so, I mean, but that's just from a narrative perspective. And so whatever game can really do something that is like, hasn't been done before, but also is familiar, that's what's kind of get Game of the Year. It's kind of like when Overwatch won Game of the Year, which was stupid because I feel like, I don't know, there was a bunch of other games that came out in 2016 that kind of innovated and changed it a little bit, like Doom or Uncharted, where it's like, okay, why is Overwatch winning, right? But I mean, eventually you just kind of understand that it is what it is. I don't know if that was like super vague or all over the place, but
Now, I do want to clarify. I never said that it was 100% guaranteed that it had to be innovative. Okay, that's usually part of it. It's usually part of it. I don't know. Here, the problem is what I have with it is, I look at this game and I hands down see the best Turtles game, and I see the best beat 'em up ever created. But like
why though? That's the
because it's
like,
doing
why would you say that?
It's including things from like all kinds of games. You have like a Golden Axe type, like how Golden Axe had the potion, had the special abilities, so that's in there. It's not just a standard I can kick, I can punch, I can throw. Because I think while I liked Streets of Rage 4, I think combat wise it was lacking. I think it was a great game. I think visually it was nice. I just think for a beat 'em up, it didn't have.
Hold up. Because you said combat wise it's lacking, but Streets of Rage 4 has the ability for you to change what moves your characters use, as long as you go.
I think he probably means more variety. Like
no, but it has variety because you have the moves that you have, right? But with the new DLC, you can unlock new moves for your character.
But see that
didn't come out of DLC, though.
Well, even on DLC, to me, I cannot include DLC. If somebody plays that game and does not buy the DLC,
okay, so what if they release a version of the game that has the DLC included?
I think they do, but I've never played that, and unfortunately,
does it become DLC anymore? Does it become part of the game?
I mean, it's still DLC because I have a version of Streets of Rage 4 that does not have DLC. So those extra characters and all those extra things that were in the game, I've never played. And I won't play them until I get that copy.
So you consider Deluxe Edition a different game? So then Streets of Rage 4 Deluxe Edition, Game of the Year.
Would be. I mean, that's a fair way to say it. Yeah, I would say it that way. But like I said, personally, I didn't experience that because on my version that I got from Limited Run, when I bought it right when it came out, unfortunately, I kind of got screwed on that. I'm a little still salty about that, but and therefore I didn't experience the more depth if that was part of it. I still feel like for a beat 'em up, it was good. Like, don't get me wrong, what I played, I enjoyed. I like the art style. I like the options that they gave you to kind of switch on and off what you wanted to. You could take stuff out of the foreground if you wanted to. You could make it look more retro. You know, it had the options in there. I felt it was a great game. I feel some people gave it a bad rap. I think there were people who didn't like it because it didn't hit like the first 3 Streets of Rage games did on Sega for them. I thought it was fantastic. I agreed with Blinded when he did his post on Twitter. I thought it was a fantastic game. For me, and I know nostalgia is a big thing. I think, you know, I am highly biased on this, and I'll admit that Turtles are like my thing. I think they're, from everything that I've seen, they're nailing everything. They're throwing so many characters from the Rogue Gallery in there. They got, I mean, who thought they would do 6 players? And then Casey's in there. Like, they lied to us to throw that character in there. They told us that wasn't going to happen. And
maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was added in by popular demand.
Well, this was definitely thrown in when they delayed the game. When they were talking about delaying the game, they were talking about delaying the game for the whole. I think not for the whole sole purpose, but it was a good chunk of the reason why they delayed the game. What was it, a year ago or about 7 or 8 months ago? Was to throw him in there. Anybody who's studied exactly like the amount of sprites that they have made to animate these characters is astounding. It's like a page or so. We're talking maybe 20 or more animations for these characters.
Yeah,
it looks
here's
brilliant.
The thing, Gary. I agree. The game looks gorgeous. I love the sounds. I'm a huge Turtles fan, obviously. But I have to ask, if it wasn't Turtles, if this was a new IP, same look, same sounds, they were just aardvarks, not Turtles.
I think
so
it would.
And no connection to nostalgia. Would you still be having this conversation?
I think so. I mean, I'm looking at beat 'em ups I highly regard beat 'em ups, and I understand that they're not popular. They're not usually game of the year material. Most people don't really like beat 'em ups because they're simple, right? You can beat the game usually in a couple hours, and there's not much replayability there. I understand that, but for a beat 'em up and what they're including in the game, the amount of moves that you can kind of pull off and like beat 'em ups nowadays, I like how you can like somewhat juggle characters. I think that's kind of important so that it's not just a standard, punch, kick, throw type scenario. I like what they're adding, and obviously I have to see more. I do have to play it. Like, obviously this could fall flat in certain areas if there's, depending on how they, how long the levels last, how much replayability you get out of it. But from what I see, I don't see a beat 'em up that I've played, and I've played quite a few between, Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, other consoles. I've played so many throughout the years that this one is like, it's checking all the boxes for me, like everything. And I mean, this is coming from guys from Tribute Games, which I'm biased on that too. Panzer Paladin was a fantastic throwback to like a Nintendo game. They did Scott Pilgrim. They did Flint Hook, which was a fantastic roguelite that I absolutely loved. That was probably in my top 3 of roguelites that I've played my entire life. So, I mean, these guys have everything going for them, and it's this. I haven't been excited for a game for a long time.
Chappie says, I think for Shredder's Revenge to be Game of the Year, it should incorporate an open world in a fantasy setting written by George R.R. Martin. Nailed it, Chappie. You nailed it.
I was going to make that joke.
So Gary, if this was an open world Ninja Turtles game, would you like that? Going around New York City, fighting different villains as the Turtles?
How would an open world work in 2D setting? I mean, I guess that's kind of how River City Ransom worked, and how River City Girls is basically working, where you can go from one segment to another. River City Girls was good. River City Girls was really good too. And that's a good reason why I don't think Turtles will even be close, because River City Girls was kind of disregarded, and there was a huge following. People absolutely loved that game. They're waiting for the second one to come out this year. I mean, I'd like that style. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's not really open world, but that's about as open world as you could get with a beat 'em up.
Yeah. Chappie says actually an open world beat 'em up is definitely River City Ransom. Yeah. So I think we've pretty much covered this. I don't want to just keep beating it into the round. For me, if you want to make Shredder's Revenge Game of the Year worthy, this is what you got to do. Make the frogs unlockable. If I can play as the 4 frogs in my Turtles beat 'em up, Game of the Year.
I would go as far to say as if they do more unlockable characters, or if they do alternate costumes, that would be high up there, because that people don't understand the amount of work that it would take to. It's not just a costume swap; they'd have to redo all of the artwork. Yeah, they'd have to do each sprite for each frame or whatever. It's not just a simple costume swap. So
anything you want to add to this, Bob?
No, I'm good.
Anything blinded before we move on?
Not really.
So blinded, if you look in the private chat, you'll see I wrote something.
I don't see anything.
You don't see it? Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's only for us because they weren't there.
I didn't know how that worked.
Yeah, I think because they joined after you wrote it, they don't get to see it. So good.
That's good to know now. Okay, so just read what I wrote. You could stay, Bob, if you want to stay.
Yeah, I'll jam.
Really quick though, what are your guys' thoughts on your Game of the Year though? Right now, blinded. We know what Bob's is.
Well, I haven't played Elden Ring, so I can't really say much. And honestly, the only Souls game I really played was Bloodborne, so I can't really speak on that. But I haven't really played a game that I would say is like mind blowing so far. Like there's been like good games, right?
Was Dread last year? End of last year, or was it beginning of the
Yeah,
year?
no, that was last year. I would say Dread was like last year my game of the year because like I really enjoyed that game, and it's been a while since we got a 2D Metroid, so
Yeah, I don't know what my game of the year is going to be.
Rambo?
Rambo, yeah.
Rambo.
It's not that bad. I mean, you got to play it. Once you play it, you're like, oh my God, this is stupid fun. It is 100% just stupid fun. It's the best way I could describe it.
It looked perfectly fine. It did get a lot of hate. I will say that. I don't think it looked that bad.
I think, like I said, I think expectations going into the game, people were expecting it to be like a typical FPS. They didn't realize it was an Unreal shooter. Then you had segments that were, the QTE segments, which I didn't mind. They're not that hard. And there is a perk that you could just unlock that you don't even have to press a button. You'll pass the segments. You won't get the highest score, but so you don't have to do anything. I mean, so they make it accessible.
Hmm.
All right. So
I think that game probably got shipped because it felt like a cheap, movie tie-in.
Oh, it definitely
impression
was. It definitely was something that was way outdated even when it came out.
Yeah.
But I think for me, I have a weird scale, right? And yeah, I'm eating. Sue me.
I just think it got a lot of hate as well because of a lot of the other games which came out that year, which just completely destroyed it.
What was that, 2011?
14.
Or earlier? Oh, 14. Okay, yeah, definitely.
Well, like for me, right, a 0 would be a game that's completely broken, that I can't even play it, right? It's completely unplayable. It's just fucking doesn't work. Can't even get past the loading screen, right? Because it's so fucking broken. That would be a 0. A 1 would be like, well, this game is barely playable, right? Like it has a lot of crashes or a lot of bugs, but you can still, if you try hard enough, you can get to the end of the game, right? Like a 2 would be, it's got some bugs, it's playable, it's kind of bland. 3, there's no game breaking bugs, but the game's just bland, right? It's just not good, but it functions, right? So I think Rambo is at least a 4 or 5. Just going by that, right? Like it functions. I only had one crash the whole time I played it. Don't got the best graphics, don't got the best sounds, but it is fun. Right? It's like a 5.
You know what I should have brought up in the game of the year section? Now I think about it, was Deathloop. Because Deathloop got a bunch of game of the year awards, and I'm playing it right now, and I really don't understand why that game got game of the year.
Is that the first-person shooter game?
Yes, Arcane and Bethesda. Because that game...
Go ahead.
Yeah, that game, it's not that it's bad or it's not polished. It's just that it's a game where once you learn its mechanics, it becomes very easy, and it feels like they didn't put a lot of time into it. It feels like very rushed, where you're like, they should have spent more time on it.
Did they push that game heavily, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so, I mean, take that as you will. I mean, could
but people were giving that like
politics.
I don't think so. The game does, like, if this was another game and it was more like Dishonored or Prey and it didn't have this like multiplayer feel to it, because that's what it feels like. It feels like multiplayer maps with like a single player story attached to it. And I don't know, that game is like really, really weird. Not that it's a bad broken game, it's just in a way where you're like, this is fun up until a certain point. It's very weird.
Yeah, and I hear the AI is pretty stupid in that game.
Yeah, very stupid. beyond stupid. I have like dozens of clips. I was gonna post it on Twitter because it's fucking hilarious. I'm gonna do that after this, actually.
Yeah. The nut job getaway.
Nut job getaway. I saw that clip.
We only did one 10-hour long podcast. Only one. What are we supposed to do when you have like 40 people that are still here clamoring for more?
I know that we do a 10-hour podcast. What does that say about you guys?
Yeah. All right. Gentlemen, have you heard that there's a new Lord of the Rings game coming out, and it is a survival crafting game?
No,
We're
boy.
talking about that. Let me remind you to like the video, subscribe to the channel, because every subscription makes Gary's heart go boom, 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 and he'll survive just one more day in Detroit. So this is according to Eurogamer, a website we often use here. It says a Lord of the Rings survival crafting game is on the way. Moira to come in 2023. Wah, wah. Put a pun in the title. It says a survival crafting game set during the fourth age of Middle Earth is on the way. Announced during the Epic Game Store Summer Showcase event, The Lord of the Rings Return to Moira allows up to 8 players to explore the ancient kingdom of Khazad-dûm. Fucking names. It says developed by North Beach Games and Free Range Games, Lord of the Rings Return to Moira, his release date is spring 2023. It will be an Epic Games PC Store exclusive with no word of a console release. So already nobody's gonna play it.
Who are these developers? What did they? Anybody familiar with them?
Never heard of them.
It's a phone game.
This is like the third Lord of the Ring game announced.
You excited? You big Lord of the Ring fans?
I like the series. I definitely
The
liked,
games not so much.
No, I really liked Shadow of War, and what was the other one?
Mordor.
Shadow of Mordor. I think that was the first one I liked a lot. Well, I didn't really get into the second one too much. I only put like an hour into it or 2 hours into it, but the first one I was very close to beating that. And I thoroughly enjoyed that game.
I have both of those games free. Never played them.
Yeah, the Nemesis system was pretty good.
That's what I hear. But like I said, I've never played them. I've never been a big, and I know I'm going to lose my nerd cred for saying this, but I've never been a big Lord of the Rings fan. Just doesn't speak to me, I guess.
Nah, the books and the movies are cool, but like I really have no interest in the games. They always seem to come up with really weird premises or genres, like survival crafting. Is this like going to be like Rust? Like, what is this exactly?
Probably.
I liked back on the 360 days, the Battle for Middle Earth 2 was a fantastic RTS. Such a good game.
Yeah, RTS makes sense.
Yeah.
But like, I know Amazon was supposed to be developing a MMO RPG. I don't know what happened to that. And then we have the Gollum game, which is like a stealth game. I might be wrong about that.
Didn't they have a Lord of the Rings MMO once upon a time? I could have swore they already did that. But
They might have. I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
Well, I think isn't the Gollum game going to be based on the new Gollum movie or something?
There's a Gollum movie?
Movie? There's no Gollum movie.
I thought they said they were going to make something. Maybe I'm wrong. Could be wrong.
No.
There was another good one that I played, and it was like a MOBA back on I believe it was 360. They did when the new Lord of the Ring movies came out. They had where you could play as like Gollum or Baggins, and they had the Lich King and all that stuff. Played like Dota or League of Legends. It was really good.
Beef Jerky says it got canceled, but you might have to correct me since you might know more than me. Didn't it get revived somewhere else? Because I did hear it did get canceled, but then it got picked up again or something because of the TV show, because they're trying to push heavy on that TV show. So yeah, someone could mention that, because Amazon developing games seems like a really bad idea.
Mm.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm not a big fan of Lord of the Rings, so not very excited for this. The books are okay. The movies were boring as shit. I fell asleep during the Two Towers. Yeah, I know. I'm a bad nerd. I'm not.
Not really. I feel like those movies are more impressive technically than story wise.
I thought the second Hobbit one was good. It was the one with the
I kind of like the third one.
first one.
The first one's not
my
that
least
bad.
favorite.
The third one I felt was a little bit better. Maybe I'm mixing it up.
one with
Battles
the
of the
Third
Army, or
Third
yeah, that
Army
was
or
the
something like
last one or the second one.
that's the third one. That's the one
Okay.
I don't think I least liked it, but I liked them all. I liked all of them, but I thought the first one was good, and then the one with the drag. I can't remember the damn dragon's name, but I thought that was
Smaug.
Smaug. That was like, I loved that. The end of that movie was fantastic.
Yeah, I think the Hobbit movies gets a little bit too much hate. Like, when I think about it now, it's not that bad, but it is kind of not as impressive as the original trilogy.
Well, and that was because of a lot of people give that shit because of the practical effects and the CGI. I think was a big part. That didn't bother me so much, but a lot of people that's usually what.
Or even the frame rate in the first movie, whatever they were trying to do with that and promoting it, terrible idea.
Anything else to say on this, or is that? I think that's pretty much it.
I think that's all we got to say about that.
Bob, you're English. You a big Lord of the Rings fan?
Yeah, I'm a pretty big Lord of the Rings fan. Like, I like the books, I like the movies. I'm hyped for the new series, which is coming out at some point this year.
I thought everybody said it was bad because there was too many not white people in it or something.
I don't know what they're saying, but I'm hyped for it. It looks good.
I haven't seen anything on it. I'll have to look at that.
The argument for that is interesting, but at the same time, I feel like, I don't know. It's whatever. Like, who really cares?
Yeah.
All right, new Lord of the Rings game coming out. Maybe you're excited. Maybe you're like us and just kind of.
Tony's skipping it.
I'm skipping it. Well, it's going to be on Epic Game Store, so I'm skipping it anyway. me, and 90% of the gaming community will be skipping this.
For sure.
I love how people hate on Epic Game Store and then they just get the free games. Yeah. It's hilarious.
All right. Yeah, but I did hear a bunch of people saying something about the costumes weren't right or characters didn't look right.
It's mostly about the race. That's really what it is.
I don't know all those angry people, but I know there was some.
I haven't really heard it from those kind of like people, but I heard it from someone that was a little bit more reasonable, where they're like, "Hey, this is more of like an English, like far in the past, so it's like it would kind of make sense if there's only white British people." But at the same time, it's like, well, there were kind of crossing paths too, right? Like there were, Africans going to Britain, right? Like, so I don't know. I just think it's.
It's not a real. It's Lord of the Rings. Right?
It's not real. Yeah.
It's not a real world.
It's not historical. That's the thing. And even if it was historical, it's like, I mean, there's.
Is that what's bringing the movie down though?
Not the movie, the series. Yeah, that's pretty much why.
Even the series too. I mean, we always say, right, if it's the right actor for the right part, and I mean, if they leave that out of it, is that really, are we judging it on that, or are we judging it on how good it actually is as a series or a movie?
I think a lot of people are judging it on the fact that they are casting all different types of races, and they're like, oh, that goes against what Tolkien had in mind. So
Yeah, I think.
No, go ahead, Bob.
I think just to answer Chappie's question, I think Lenny Henry's cast as one of the hobbits.
I'm pretty sure if you go onto YouTube and just type in like Lord of the Rings, Amazon Black, you'll get a ton of.
Oh, you're gonna get a bunch.
But I'm saying of the regular crowd, right?
Lenny Henry, is that the dude from The Walking Dead?
Lenny Henry.
Yeah,
No.
I'm thinking of a different guy.
Wasn't there a Black Hobbit, or am I thinking of Bad Santa?
Tony Cox. I love
What about
Tony
Mike
Cox.
Cox?
He's hilarious.
Amazon does not have. I don't think nobody can have the rights to the Lord of the Rings. It's sort of like a time deal with the Tolkien estate. That's why Warner Brothers isn't making this series.
Yeah, the Tolkien estate is not fucking giving it away.
Yeah, no way. They make way too much money off of that.
Yeah, if you just type in Lord of the Rings, Amazon bad, you already get Critical Drinker, Geeks and Gamers, Lauren Chen, Nerdrotic, Actual Justice Warrior. Damn, Nerdrotic got like 6 videos on here.
Yep.
Oh, you can't please everybody.
And
Well, they're always gonna not like whatever comes out of Hollywood. So
Yeah.
unless it's all white, like I'm sure if there was like a super white movie, it'd be
True.
Like, this is the greatest thing ever.
that is weird. Like they flipped on Spider-Man. Like they were hating on Spider-Man Homecoming because MJ's mixed, right? And then No Way Home, they are like, oh, this is how it should be done. And it's like, but there's a bunch of race swapping. And the same thing with Dune. They're very like all over the place. Where it's like if you hate race swapping, then it should be applied to everything, not just like the ones that you like. You know what I mean?
Well, they were hating on the original Spider-Man, the one with what the hell's his name?
Tobey Maguire.
No, not that one. I didn't mean the original. I mean the original.
You mean that's what I was saying. Spider-Man Homecoming.
Homecoming, right? Who the hell
okay,
plays Spider-Man?
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. Yeah,
Yep.
they were hating on the first Tom Holland one, and the last Tom Holland one, they
Loved it.
right? Except for
Yeah, that's what I just said.
yeah, but here's the thing: like Zendaya basically saves the day. They give magical powers to the friend. I think he's like Asian or whatever. Like for no reason, he just has magic. Like he could just do magic. He's a fucking Gary Sue, right? Like,
Gary Sue.
and he's like, boom, I got magic now. Because grandma once said that I was special. And I was like, what the fuck is this about? Right? Like Doctor Strange studies for years to make portals, and dude just waving his hand around like fucking portal.
Yeah.
They don't say
Well, I
shit
mean,
about
I think you have to have that you have to have like some sort of ability, and then you also have to have that ring, the sling ring.
right, but what I'm saying is that would be the kind of thing that they would usually complain about. And you would
Yes,
think,
yes.
And then like
But they
suddenly
gave it
they're
a
like, no,
pass.
it's fine. Yeah, it's like
Right.
selective
hear-
outrage.
They said they did the same thing with Dune, as I just said. There's I'm forgetting the name, but the professor or like this doctor scientist, she's black in the movie, but in all the other adaptations, it's an old white guy, right? And same thing with all the other characters.
Usually, if it's like like a massively important role, it doesn't. It's not the. It's just out of place. Like it's out of place. Like X-Men, him not being in, like I've said this many times, when they don't put like Dawn, like Wolverine in the costume, it's like just weird.
I mean, there's a lot of things that never,
Exactly.
but that's not even the weird part of Wolverine. Is the fact that he's not 5'3" and ugly. Like that's Wolverine, not Hugh Jackman.
Oh, he's not ugly.
No,
Yeah, he kind of is. That's the joke of it.
I think he looks pretty close. It wasn't
No one in look at Marvel Comics. There isn't a single ugly.
He's
character
supposed to be
unless the character's
ugly.
supposed to be. No,
He's supposed to
Like
be
they draw
ugly
him
and
nice,
smelly.
but like the story wise, he's supposed to be ugly. And then like the joke is, oh, he gets all these women and stuff.
But if you look
Like
at
he's-
the way he's drawn, he's not drawn ugly.
Yeah, I get that. But like,
right.
it's supposed to be he is ugly though. That's the thing.
It's like the Beast is supposed to be ugly, and they draw him all nice, even though
Nice, yeah. He's supposed to be a monster. I mean, that's just art
Yeah.
for you, and movies too, technically.
But
Did you hear that Spider-Man No Way Home, or the new one, is getting re-released in September?
Yeah,
is it?
it's probably gonna be
Yeah.
like Endgame, where they just slap on some bullshit at the ending.
Yeah, there's gonna
The
supposedly
Snyder
gonna be
cut.
a new cut. Yeah,
They're gonna have
Director's cut.
Morbius come out to say it's Morbin time.
Or-
Jesus.
Was
They
that really
really
that big of
fucked
a
that up.
flop?
It was a huge flop the first time. The internet gets a hold of it, turns it into a meme. Sony's like, "Hey, let's re-release it," and it flops again.
Which is
Sony-
hilarious.
If Sony was smart, if they would have just called Jared Leto, said, "Hey, we need you to record this line, put the fucking Morbing line in the fucking movie," right? Then I'm sure it would have made some more money because people would be like, "Hey, it's in the movie, guys. Come fucking let's watch it." And everyone's like, like play
But
into the meme.
the funny part is the meme started because the movie bombed.
Yeah, because no one saw it.
Yeah, that was the whole joke of it. And Sony's just like, oh, it's popular now. It's like, no, people are shitting on it because it bombed.
No, sir. That's not
Went
quite
right
what-
over their
what's
head.
going on. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
All right, let's. We got a couple more things to cover. I guess we'll go. What are we at? Almost 2 hours.
Yeah, almost.
We could talk about the new Duke Nukem movie. There's not really much to it other than it's a thing that's going to happen.
A thing that might happen.
Yeah, that might happen.
Speaking of movies, I just looked today and I didn't realize they were releasing a new Beavis and Butthead movie on
Yes.
Paramount, or what was it?
Paramount Plus, yeah.
Oh my god, I couldn't believe that when I seen that today.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting because I think they're like grown up or something.
No, well, no. What they did was they've always had older. I think they had older in Beavis and Butthead. Like, were they the older guys, or were they just guys that looked like them that were kind of the same? They were in the last movie, I believe, at the campfire, weren't they?
There was
It's been so long.
Another movie besides Do America?
No, in Do America, don't they get to like the point where they're like on their own and they come across the two that look like them and that act like them?
But it's not them. It's just.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not them, but that's what he's seen in the. Those are those two guys, I think. Or maybe I was wrong. Maybe they are. Maybe that is them. I don't know. I think that's what he was
Beavis and
referring
Butthead
to.
Do the Universe?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's way too late for this. Like, who's asking?
There's still fans. I'm interested in watching it. I used to love Beavis and Butthead.
Yes, but is there any current Beavis and Butthead on TV right now?
No, that's what's probably going to sell it, though.
Yeah, but Beavis and Butthead is like a teen thing, right? If the teens aren't into it, like they're just gonna be like, "Oh, this is an old
Yeah, but
thing."
no.
playing
But
on
that's just
nostalgia.
nostalgia. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
they're
what
playing
I'm
on
saying
us.
is, we're not going to be enough to carry this. Is what I'm saying.
Well, I think
I'm
that's
not
why
even
they're putting.
saying this.
Well, that's why they're
I
putting
went and
it-
seen
that's-
Beavis and Butthead Do America in the theater, and I
Well,
have
that's
no
why I think-
interest to see this movie. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, that's why they're playing on. If you watch parts of it, they got like the cell phone. Obviously, they're going to throw in a lot of current
Pop
Joke
culture.
stuff.
But
Yeah,
you,
pop
you
culture.
get what I'm
Exactly.
saying here. I'm saying is
I get what
I
you.
mean,
I get what
no.
you're saying.
No, because I want to see it.
Like
But
it's
no,
not. It's niche, but I think if it's
it is
good,
right.
if it's good, or if it plays on nostalgia heavily, then it might get around on Twitter or like other places on the internet. That's why it's on streaming, because it seems really niche to put in the theater.
Right.
oh,
right.
okay. Well, it's on Paramount Plus. All right.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's not going to be in theater.
I thought it was going to be in theaters. That's why I was like, no one's like, I don't think it's going to be big enough.
No. Yeah. It would
That would
probably
bomb.
most certainly tank. Yeah. It would most certainly bomb. 'Cause
Okay, well,
you,
thank
like
you.
you said,
Well,
no
you
kids know
should
about
have made it more clear, Gary. I didn't know anything
I'm
about it.
sure.
And you're just like, you know about the new Beavis and Butthead movie? I'm like, oh, this is going to fucking bomb. Then you guys yelled at me. Tommy says they're charming characters and this movie has a sci-fi set. Yeah, I'm sure they are, but this is not something I'm not a kid no more.
Well, here's the big problem with it too, is that if you've ever bought like a Beavis and Butthead DVD or anything after the fact. Part of the charm of that series was them making fun of music videos. Obviously, that can't happen anymore because really nobody watches music videos anymore. Not like it used to be.
Gary, the music videos get like the most views on YouTube.
No, but not like in the sense that.
It's not like MTV.
Not in the sense of like they can't do it the way. I mean, I guess they could do it where they're watching it on their phones and making fun of it, but the part of the draw was kids
sitting in front of the TV.
Sitting in front of the TV and watching music videos back in the early 90s was something that we did quite often. It wasn't.
I think they're a product of their time.
Yeah.
It really is not gonna. It's not gonna go well. I don't think so. I'll be surprised.
I don't think it'll do well, but I think it'll be halfway decent. I think Mike was he's still pounding out the fucking voices pretty good for him, and it's a nostalgia trip is all it is.
I think it's like South Park. It started
South
off really
Park is
strong.
still popular though.
It's still popular, but it's not the same. Like if you watch the South Park an episode from this season versus an episode from the first season, you're like, man, they're leagues apart.
Oh, but the first season sucked.
I don't agree with that. I think.
How the fuck are you gonna say that's the season that made it popular? Beefcake?
But that doesn't.
Cartman's anal probe. That's like a fucking classic. They had to remake the episode. It was so fucking good.
I would disagree. I'd say somewhere around like mid 2000s, like 2010. That was probably the best.
I don't know. Like some of the new episodes have been good, like the Pangolian.
Yeah, but I hold on. I gotta say this. I can't. I have to start defending Gary now. That was just that shut up really. That hit me. That hit me. I think more than him. Fuck.
What did I say?
No. He told you to shut up, and I was like, God damn, that came out way too hard. Anyway, sorry.
Well, you can't. How are you gonna look at Cartman anal probe, weight gain 4,000, big gay L's, big gay boat ride?
I'll tell you the one episode's one of the
Starvin'
best episodes.
Marvin, Mr. Hanky.
I'll give you like 10 episodes. The Awesomeo, that episode is by far funnier than any episode in
he pretends
season
to be
1.
the robot.
Yes.
Yeah,
Butters comes along late. Butters is actually probably the funniest character that was introduced.
Awesomeo's is season 8. It's not season 10.
Well, I didn't specify a season. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you did. You said season 10.
I said I'd give you 10 episodes.
No, but before that, you said season 10 was good.
Either way,
Make Love Not Warcraft.
Yeah, that's a good episode. I'll give you.
I think they were on a roll during the midpoint of South Park. I think there are some really great episodes. The episode with the detective and he's playing the prostitute or whatever. That's fucking hilarious, man. The Chinese restaurant versus the sushi bar, dude. That's a fantastic episode. The Mongolians breaking down the wall and shit. Oh my god, come on.
Damn Mongolian.
They were on a roll.
Maybe it's my nostalgia talking because South Park did come out when I was in high school.
Oh, I remember it when I was a kid. I got to watch it when I was
I was watching it before anyone. Before it became popular in my school, at least in my area, no one had seen it. It was like me and like 4 of my friends for like the first 2 weeks. We were like, "Yeah, this show's awesome," and everyone's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And then like 2 weeks later, everybody was just talking about it. It was just fucking everywhere.
Because it was toilet humor. I mean the where they've gone though, how detailed like they do the death scenes and stuff they're fantastic. I mean they've really kept on it with current situations.
Yeah, the Warcraft and the anime episodes was South Park. Those were good episodes. I'll give you that. I like the first season though. The first season.
No, it is good. It's good. I think it came a long way when they introduced.
Shut up, Gary. God damn it! No. It's all fun. All fun and games when I tell Gary to shut up. I don't mean it.
Curious or Butters being bi-curious.
The Raisins episode. Raisins is a good episode.
Raisins. Welcome to Raisins.
Now we're gonna have to have a fucking South Park watch along night or something here.
Oh, that would be hilarious. Oh my god.
I think we'll watch the Dragon Age Absolution trailer, talk about that, and then get to the polls and call it a show. Are you excited about this? Are you gentlemen Dragon Age fans?
I
Yeah.
I have
I
played
don't
some Dragon
trust
Age.
this.
I haven't really looked into this too much though. Excuse me.
Oh, this is the Netflix show. Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this.
Oh, it's a show. Okay, I got you. Well, I really don't know what the hell I'm talking about here.
They just announced this, to be fair. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to be talking about Dragon Age Absolution, the new show from Netflix. We're going to watch the official trailer, give our thoughts. Let me remind you to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Nothing fancy about subscribing. Just do it because, it's easy. It's free. Just click a little button. It's not that hard. All right, gentlemen, I've asked you this before, but are you Dragon Age fans? I love the first game. Dragon Age Origins is a fantastic game. Wasn't a fan of the second game, and the third game kind of lost me. So,
Second game, I liked the combat, but first game was good. I liked the combat of the second one, and the third game, I think I'm on the same page with you. I didn't play much. I put maybe a couple hours into it and lost me.
Yeah, I didn't like the first two games, but I really liked Inquisition. But I got burnt out on it.
Yeah, I don't.
The opposite of us.
I don't really care for the series. I prefer Mass Effect.
I think the problem I have with Dragon Age is the level scaling of the bad guys. Like, you never really feel like awesome. Like, you get all these powers, and then you're like, oh, well, the bad guys have scaled up, and I'm not a badass. So they got to get rid of that. Let me feel like a badass. Let me be over leveled and just fucking throwing fireballs with my magician and fucking killing people and blowing buildings up and shit. But let's take a look at the trailer. Oh, there's a woman. That's it. I'm out. No. It looks good. I like the animation. It looks real nice.
Ugh. This looks like really cheap. Continue.
Maybe I don't got it on high enough. You got it's on 1080p.
No. This is like the most basic. You gotta watch more of these Netflix.
It looks like
anime
Legend of
series.
Korra.
Or it looks like that Witcher anime that they put out. That's what it looks like.
I haven't seen that.
That's true. I mean, most Japanese anime looks like Japanese anime.
Like I would definitely skip this.
Careful,
this feels
Gary.
this feels like a promotion for the game that's coming out.
It's a new saga. You don't. Nothing in here interests you. You're not interested at all.
None.
Are we? Do we have Where are the
Dorkside
characters
says
here?
I hate when
Oh, we're
anime
not
looks
even
like
halfway
anime.
through.
I agree.
Gary's take.
That wasn't my
Like that
take. I love
cyberpunk.
anime.
Like there's a cyberpunk anime. I mean, that one looks better than this, but I just hate the character designs. It just doesn't even look like it's from the game or the universe. So you're like, why did you make it all anime looking? It's like really weird.
56K warning says Netflix shovelware shows.
You see? I agree.
I mean,
it looks
I'm
all
with Tony, I think it
visuals
looks
and no
good.
story. Like, what's the story going to be?
Yeah, I think that's more
Heroes Rise.
Yeah.
New Heroes Rise.
Well, it looks like to me, I think it's probably set during the first flight, probably. That would probably be the best bet. It's not going to be set in the future of the game franchise, so it'll probably be set in the past. Or it could be disconnected from the whole thing altogether, and I can just talk out my ass.
They probably will go that route.
So we'll see. Looks good to me. I think it looks all right. I'm a fan of cheesy animation. Turn your brain off. Don't think entertainment. I'm a simple man. I like simple things. I like cheap animation, sugary drinks, blowjobs for Christmas. Simple man.
The one gripe that I have with these type of anime looking stuff, or just like animation in general, is I really want to see a series that looks like the game, like using in-game assets and stuff. Because like I heard they were supposed to do that with Uncharted. There was like going to be an Uncharted series, and it got canceled. And it was going to use the assets from Uncharted 4, and it's like I would like to see something like that.
Didn't they use assets for the Machinima stuff? Red vs. Blue?
Yeah, they did, but more like, Uncharted 4, like the cutscenes. Like imagine if there was no gameplay, but just the cutscenes, and it was like a show. I mean, it would save on budget.
That's YouTube. Just go to the YouTube, all cutscenes, Uncharted.
No, but I'm saying like an actual new story, right?
Yeah,
but
it was
just
a joke. It was a joke that didn't land, apparently. Sorry.
yeah, I didn't get it. I mean, I thought you were being serious, but
We'll work on that. We got to work on the timing. Evil Knievel says, "Turn your brain off. Don't think equals the geek getaway." Exactly. Now you're getting it, folks.
Welcome to the show.
Beef Jerky says, "I miss animated movies like El Dorado, Prince of Egypt, Atlantis, Titan AE. Fucking, I love Road to El Dorado."
But you know what's funny though? Like the beginning of this trailer reminds me of those. Just like the font choice, it kind of reminded me of those movies. Yeah.
Giant.
Yeah, just like that shot right there. I was thinking it was kind of going to be like that. But then no, it's just like generic.
Yeah, it's got the one ring.
Yeah, CGI looking 3D ring.
I think it's going to be okay. We'll be talking about this more in the future when it comes out. I'm sure Blinded will tell us how shitty it is, and I'll tell you how good it is.
I'm not going to watch it. Nice try.
You're going to have to watch it. It's part of the
Oh God,
Geek Getaway show. You got to watch it. I'm going to make you. I played it for fuck's sake, all right? PS3. You could watch it.
Did anybody see Jurassic World? If we're gonna,
the new one.
Oh, you must have missed it. Yes, I did. I didn't like it.
I didn't like it either.
The second one was so bad, there was no way I was going to go see the third.
Can you imagine the best thing about the second one was setting up something that they didn't even bother doing?
I've never seen any of the new Jurassic Park movies.
Not worth it. It's really not worth it. I sat down and I was like, what the fuck? Are you just repeating the same movie again for the third time?
You mean for like the fifth time?
Yeah, sixth time, yes.
You missed it because we covered this at the beginning of the show, and the oldest started an applause in the theater, and all the 40-year-old Jurassic Park fans were clapping along. I had to facepalm.
The same thing happened in my theater. There's a bunch of kids in my theater. It's like, fucking hell. They're all clapping at the ending too. Oh my God.
I told you, Tony, dinosaurs are a kid's thing.
No, you said dinosaurs weren't real.
Yeah, it's a kid's thing.
Yeah, Colin Trevorrow is like, I can't believe people wanted him to direct the last Star Wars movie, the Rise of Skywalker. Like that would have been fucking awful.
Is that who directed Dominion?
Yes, and he did the first Jurassic World too. Really,
I mean, there's
bad.
a couple good scenes in there, but
yes, like I did like the chase sequence. I thought the chase sequence was like, it was too shaky. Watching it in the theater, I was like, dude, I was expecting more of that, right? I was expecting, okay, we're gonna have dinosaurs. It's in the real world. Just do that, but they didn't. They just went back to an island and they did shenanigans on that island. It was like, what the fuck? Are you serious?
It didn't make any sense.
I
thought it was going to be more real world, situations, and it wasn't.
Yeah, one of the biggest L's for movies this year.
And the bad guy was a giant boob.
Oh, that guy was hilarious. We were bursting out laughing. Like he had all these weird, like that one scene where he just starts.
When he's pounding on the chair and freaking out or what? Yeah, it was so bad.
It was so unhinged, but like you couldn't tell if it was the character or just like the actor fucking up. It was hilarious. It was like, what the fuck? Yeah, it's disappointing.
But it got Sam Neill and Jeff Goldblum in the movie. How could it be bad?
Jeff Goldblum
They
was
were
in the last
shoehorned.
movie.
They were shoehorned in the movie, and it was terrible.
They do nothing. Like Allura, oh my god, I can't say her name. Laura Dern is like an absolute joke in this movie.
Yeah,
Even Chris Pratt is such a joke. It's like, man.
And they started out with him being like almost like a cattle rancher.
Yeah.
I think
Lots of wasted opportunity. So much wasted.
they set up a death like in I don't want to spoil it, but they set up a death that's happened before, and with a character it's supposed to be ironic, and it's just like it falls so flat.
It just, yeah, I agree.
Did Newman come back? That's who I want to come back.
He's dead.
No,
Well, they should have had like his son show up and just have
no, he's
Well-
well. There's a whole storyline about what.
Yeah,
what's going
I
on.
mean, like, yeah, you don't want to spoil nothing, but there's a big ironic twist kind of thing in it it just falls flat.
All right. We'll skip the Duke Nukem shit and the Sony shit. We'll just get to the polls and then after show.
Yeah, let's get to that poll. Tony's polls.
All right. Time for the fan polls of the week. Week. We had 3 questions this week. We had lots of answers, and we're going to see what's going on. As you can see, this is the Ferrari parking from television, in case you missed that. We got a field reporter out there. We're making moves, gentlemen. They say we're not journalists, but we got field reporters. We got people out there asking questions. All right, so this is, do you want some community game nights on the channel? These will be streams where we play co-op or verse games with you guys live. 48 votes. 58% of you guys said yes. 42% of you guys say no. The ones who said no, would you just like come here to troll us? You don't actually care about being in the community? Like, fuck it, I don't want to hang with you.
I think I put no.
Gary's like, I can't, no.
I'm tired for this shit.
Just don't play Mario Kart because Tony's always going to lose.
I think I put
I wasn't
no
in
because I
last
don't have
place.
any
Though.
internet.
I was in like the middle of the pack.
Oh, you were like, I was way ahead of you, man. You were getting
Mario
dusted.
Kart, I destroy you guys in that game if I actually play.
I don't think so.
I did really good at Mario Kart. Play some Smash Brothers. Then we'll talk.
Smash is the one where I'm like, I'm not
kill
that
you
good.
guys in that too. You're not going to touch my Mega Man, so it's okay.
All right, so there you go.
Use
So
Mega Man? Okay, never mind that. I'll beat you.
Have you ever played a good Mega Man player?
Mega Man is not a good character.
He's pretty good if you know what you're doing. Now I do have a few problems with top tier characters, but I've played so many hours with him that I've perfected.
I know a professional Smash player. I will call him up and bring him in to be a ringer just to beat you, Gary. All right?
That's not even
probably
fair.
not. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, of course it's not fair. But I am pretty good with him though.
All right, we have 4 comments. I didn't even see the comments. What are the comments here? It says Tony voted no because he doesn't want to get destroyed in Mario Kart again.
Getaway blows.
And Tommy Miko says yes. Can some be Nintendo Switch? Yeah, I guess we could play some.
Have they released the second or third DLC for the Mario Kart stuff yet?
No. We only got the first one.
You only got the first one, so the second one should be coming up soon, right?
Next week, I expect something.
Okay.
There's a direct next week, so
yeah, then it's probably going to release on that direct.
yeah.
Who's Wayne Knight?
Okay.
He's the guy who plays Newman.
Yeah, Wayne Knight, Newman.
All right. The second question of the night was, are you ready for another year of the Amico? 148
Wow,
votes.
what the fuck?
Says, hell yeah,
51%.
let's go. 51%. 49% said no, just let it die.
Well, we're fucked when they cancel this whole project. We know where our audience is going.
All right. We got some sources. Now the big question of the night was, what is the best fighting game franchise? Your choices were Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat,
Damn
King of
right.
Fighters, Tekken, or other.
Yeah, and you know what sucks is that I know Mortal Kombat's got its street cred, but I would even put King of the Fighters above Mortal Kombat in my personal taste.
Psh,
I would put Tekken above Mortal Kombat. Tekken only got 13%. I was surprised on that.
I'm a bit
No,
surprised still because Mortal Kombat 11 was really good, and so was Tekken 7.
Street Fighter is the ultimate fighting.
And
Just
Street
because of
Fighter
I
kinda
think it's the
stumbled.
mechanics.
Street
Yeah.
Fighter has stumbled a lot.
Yeah.
I know we're gonna get hate for that.
I
No,
mean,
you're right.
I think a lot of us
No,
when
we get
vote,
hate for our Street Fighter takes.
we voted Street Fighter because of the old Street
Nostalgia.
Fighter games. Yeah, Street Fighter has the better fighting mechanics. I'm gonna say it hands down.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat never had a nice fluid combat, especially in the olden days. It felt very choppy, and
It still feels stiff.
The block
Yeah.
button. You know what kills it for Mortal Kombat for me? The fucking block button. It is so unintuitive. Every other game
Yeah.
is hold back, that's block. Mortal Kombat's like, no, you have to push button.
And you know what? Like I felt like this. I think it's Deception. Deception was my favorite Mortal Kombat. I don't know if they still do the breakers, where you get like 3 breakers, or they take that
No.
out. See, I really liked the breaker system with that. I felt for once that Mortal Kombat really felt good combo wise, where you could juggle and then you could switch between your 3 different fighting stances and your weapons or whatever.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought that was probably
No, they changed it up. Something like that.
Street Fighter 6 looks incredible though.
I did like the Guile. Would they released Guile over the
Yeah.
Summerfest? I
Yeah.
thought he looked really cool. I didn't really care for Chun-Li and Ryu, but I thought Guile looked really good.
Well, let's hear your opinions on this. Which one has the best movie live action? Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat,
Ooh.
King of Fighters, or Tekken? I saw
Street
I've
Fighter.
Mm.
Mortal
Street Fighter.
Kombat.
John Claude was
Yeah, it's gonna be Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat and the new one. I thought the
Oh, the
what
new
was it?
Mortal
Scorpion
Kombat, yeah.
one was really good.
Visually, yeah. Mortal Kombat.
That was pretty solid.
Yeah, the new Mortal Kombat was pretty good.
I haven't seen the new Mortal Kombat. I've seen
possible.
It's okay.
if this
Have you
was
watched Did you guys watch the anime?
which one?
No.
The
Scorpion
new
Origins or something.
I heard those were actually pretty
really
good.
It was really good. Maybe it was the last 2 that we seen. I
What,
think
what,
the
what
last 2
anime?
were really solid. The Mortal Kombat.
Oh no. Street Fighter's had like 4 different anime. The movie's pretty good, the animated movie.
Yeah, the original.
The Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat cartoons that were on like USA, those fucking sucked.
Mm.
The live action Mortal Kombat prequel series was like Mortal Kombat Conquest or some shit like that. That was fucking garbage.
Yeah.
I did see the original Street Fighter movie, Raul Julia. I love it. He chews the scenery so fucking well. Saw that in the theater. Wasn't great, but I mean, it was for what it is. Mortal Kombat, there was so many changes. Like, I really didn't like the whole Scorpion and Sub-Zero like being on the same team thing. I wanted to see them fight. And they kind of denied you that in the movie.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's why you'd like that movie. That was basically what it was all about. It was pretty solid.
King of the Fighters was just fucking funny. It got Kevin Nash in it though, so that's automatic.
Oh, I never watched that.
Yeah, it's got Jamie Presley as Tina, Kevin Nash as Bass.
How old was that movie?
It's pretty old. That's not King of the Fighters. What the fuck am I talking about? That's Dead or Alive is what I'm thinking of.
Oh, okay, Dead or Alive.
Yeah.
That came out like 2007 or 2008 or something like that.
The Tekken movie is just fucking ridiculous. It is so stupid.
Yeah, that was like on par with when they did the Dragon Ball Z movie. Awful.
Yes.
Oh, we don't talk about the Dragon Ball Z movie.
It had that same cheesy feel to it.
But it was worse because how do you fuck up a movie about fighting, right? Like, that's all it is. It's just a fighting tournament, and somehow they completely fucking screw it up. Kazuya's out there with axes. Fucking Brian Fury's in the movie for some reason in the first Tekken. They had the Williams sisters. They're like fucking assassins working for Heihachi.
What, like Serena Williams and Venus Williams?
Yeah, those two.
Get the fuck out of here. They were in the movie.
No, fool. The fucking one from the game.
Oh. I'm like, what? I don't follow
You
that
even
series as
Tekken,
much.
bro?
No, I don't. I am not a big Tekken fan. Only because they threw them in the game. What the or in the movie.
Serena and
What the
Venus Williams were in there.
That'd be hilarious. Oh my god.
The only good part was Kelly Overton as Christy. Other than that, it was a shitty movie. I really regret
I'll take your word for it.
Anything else, gentlemen, before we move on?
Marvel
That was it.
versus
That was the last
Capcom.
poll.
That was the last poll. That was it. There's no more polls. This is last week's poll.
Oh, I thought there was more.
Was it just 3?
I think the chat's itching to play the commercial game and win a gift.
Manila was hot. Yeah. All right. So we've almost made it 2.5 hours. So it's almost perfect timing. So we are going to jump on over to the after show. This will be real easy for Blinded to eventually top up and piecemeal out.
Yes.
I didn't mention this earlier, but you might notice that the amount of videos on the channel has dramatically been reduced. And that's because every video that was under 100 views, I just
was hacked.
Unlisted them. And every stream that was not important, I unlisted it. So it makes it a lot more streamlined. The channel's a lot more streamlined. It'll help us in the algorithm, stuff like that. Also, we crossed 200,000 views.
Whoa.
Total on the channel. So thank you guys for that.
Nice.
Congrats.
Days was not here because he was like with his family or some shit.
Loser. How dare he have a family?
Yeah, just list the entire channel. I was thinking of it. I really was. I was like, yeah, probably just it served its purpose, right? We don't really need to exist no more.
Darius might be right.
But then I was like, I would give too many people the satisfaction, and I just don't want to. I'm just that petty about it. All right, so this is the link. If you don't have it, just jump on over. We're gonna end this show. $25. Guess the commercial contest. See who's the best at it. We got a lot of Indian commercials from India, not like Native American. So it's going to be a wild one today. Trust me. Anything else, gentlemen, to add before I end it?
Nope.
Elden Ring.
No. And he's gone.
Elden Ring game of the year.
Love, peace, booty grease.